Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. Today I'm sharing the cards I made using Pink & Main's June 2021 card kit. The theme is Vitamin C. Unfortunately, this kit has already sold out, but several of the individual items are still available. They have the paper pad, the embossing folder, and also the glitter enamel dots. And I will have links for those in the description box below. Their new July kit will be coming out on July 1st, so you might want to check that one out. Their kits do tend to sell out fairly quickly. The only way to guarantee receiving a kit is to sign up and subscribe. For card number 1, I'm using a card sketch from MFT. This is number 428. I have this fun kind of water wave pattern paper for the background. And for that thin strip, I use some pattern paper with a little fish swimming on it. This stamp set has lots of fun images that are solid, so you don't need to do any coloring. So I stamped up several of the shells and also a little starfish using some Catherine Pooler inks. And I popped up all of these little squares with some foam dimensional tape. For this sentiment on the card, I'm bringing in a stamp set from Pink & Main, but it's not included in the kit. This is their Just Because stamp set. I really like the sentiments that are on the stamp set in the kit, but they didn't quite work for this sketch for me. So I thought this one was perfect, just to make you smile. And then to finish up the card, I'm adding just a few of the sequins that are included in the kit. Just putting them around those little squares with the shells and the starfish. I'm using an embellishment wand to help pick those up, adding a drop of Barely Art glue and then pressing them in place. So overall, a fairly simple card, and I did follow the sketch fairly closely. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this sketch. Pink & Main includes a full 24 sheet paper pad, so it's easy to make multiple cards, which I really like. For card design number 2, I'm using a sketch from Mojo Monday. This is number 143. I have this fun shell paper for that larger rectangle piece, and I also have some green polka dot paper, which is the back side of the shell paper. Cut a fishtail on both ends. I'll be layering all of these pieces on some blue cardstock. And this is cardstock from my craft room. The kit does include cardstock, but I always bring in extra since I love lots of cardstock layers. All of my cards in this video are American Standard A2 size, 5.5 inches by 4.25 inches. Put some ATG tape on the back and adhere my card front to the card base. I was trying to figure out if there was an up or down direction for that pattern paper, but I don't think there is. The shells are very randomly placed on there. Before adhering that green polka dot banner, I'll add some scrap pieces of cardstock to the very outside edges where it goes off of that shell paper. That'll just keep everything nice and level. I'll put liquid adhesive on the back and adhere it in place. For those 3 narrow strips on the left, I decided to use the same solid blue cardstock. I didn't want to add any more patterns, it would have been too busy. I'll also put those scrap pieces of cardstock where it goes off of that green polka dot paper. So I just need a tiny piece on the top and a little larger piece underneath. And then I'll adhere all of those in place using some liquid adhesive. This kit really makes me want to go and sit at the ocean. It's been a while since I've gone, and I don't live that far from the ocean since I'm in Western Washington. And with the heat that's been going on here lately, I really want to go and sit by the beach. I think that would be very relaxing right now. So once I have all of those in place, I'll be bringing in a stitched oval die cut, and I also cut out the little seahorse. This is a die that's included in the kit. I didn't want to put it on the circle as indicated in the sketch since that seahorse is way too tall. I'll just adhere both of those down using some liquid adhesive. Then for the sentiment, I am using one of the stamps from the set. This is Hello Sunshine, although I masked out the word sunshine and I'm just using the word hello. Before adhering it to the left of the seahorse, I'll add that small scrap piece of cardstock. Put liquid adhesive on the back and adhere it in place. And I used some Catherine Pooler ink for that blue color. Then to finish up the card, I'll use a few more of the sequins, this time just that royal blue color. Put 2 of them in the lower right-hand corner. It's usually better to add odd numbers of embellishments because it's pleasing to the eye, but I decided just to do the 2. I think those 3 strips in the upper left-hand corner kind of count as embellishments, so it balances everything out. One final finishing touch, I'm adding some glitter Nuvo drops to just the right side of that seahorse. This is the white blizzard color, so it dries mostly clear. So there is my finished card, and again I did make 2 using this sketch. The little seahorse die that's included is so cute. Now moving on to card design number 3, using another card sketch. This is from MFT, it's number 547. And if you are interested in any of the card sketches I use, I share all of that information on my coordinating blog post, and that link is provided in the description box below, or you can simply head over to KristieMarcotte.com. I'm using this polka dot paper for the background. It's sort of a sand color. I added a small piece of the shell pattern paper, layered everything on this teal cardstock, and I believe this is cardstock that's included in the kit. I decided to round that bottom right-hand corner just for a little extra interest. I'll put my card front onto a card base, leaving that 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. Now this sketch is fun. It has those 3 thin strips. So I thought one would be perfect for the sentiment, and the other 2 I'm using, it looks like solid cardstock, but it's actually some of the pattern paper. But I did layer all of those pieces on that same teal cardstock. So I have the sentiment stamped out, Hello Sunshine. You can see on that back side I had stamped it in a different color and it didn't match very well, so that's why I restamped it just using the back side. Now that sentiment is wider than the rest of the pieces, but I think it adds a little extra interest. So I have the sentiment first, then I'll add those 2 plain strips underneath. And I'm bringing in the glitter enamel dots, put 2 of them in the upper right hand corner. And then I wanted to add a little something on those solid little strips. So I'm using some natural twine. This is just twine I have on hand. It was not included in the kit. So I tied a double bow. I'll put a small glue dot on the back and adhere it underneath the sentiment. And it matches nicely with that background pattern paper. And there is my finished card. Again, I did make 2 using this sketch. I love the colors in this paper collection. They're so pretty. Now moving on to card design number 4, and this is probably my favorite card, but do let me know which card is your favorite. I am using a card sketch, but I couldn't find it and I wasn't able to reprint it because at the time I was recording this video, our internet was down. But this is MFT sketch number 546, and I will have it pictured over on my blog. So I have this fun wave paper for the background out of this peach color. I cut out 6 circle die cuts from vellum. I'm adding just a little bit of liquid adhesive to the center since you can see the adhesive through the vellum, but that will be covered up. Now those outside 4 circles will go off the edge slightly, just flipping over that panel to trim off the extra. Then I'll layer this piece on some peach cardstock, kind of an orange color. This is included in the kit. Put my card front onto a card base, leaving that 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. Now I'll bring in some of the die cuts, and these are all included in the kit. I have one of the shells and also the starfish, and I cut them out of 2 different cardstock colors. Put some liquid adhesive on the back and adhere them to the center of all those vellum circles. So now you're not going to see that liquid adhesive underneath. I am using an acrylic block for some added weight to make sure everything adheres nicely. I find that the Barely Art liquid glue does take just a little bit longer to adhere in place, but once it's dry, those pieces aren't going anywhere. I alternated the 2 die cut images. These colors are so pretty and I think they work really nicely together. So once those are all adhered, I'll start working on the sentiment. One of the dies that's included in the set is Hello Sunshine. So I cut that out using the same peach colored cardstock for the background. I put some double-sided tape on the back, and then I cut it out again from some white shimmer cardstock. And now I'll just inlay all of those letters. So super easy. You could also just use those letters and add them to your card, but this way they're all in the perfect position. I don't have to try to line them up all nice and straight. Once all of those letters are in place, I'll remove the release paper and then add some foam tape to the back so I can pop up that whole sentiment. I have to trim off just a little bit of that foam. Then I'll adhere it to the center of the card. For a few finishing touches, I'm adding a few of the sequins. I'll put 2 of them toward the right and then 1 above the word hello. The sequin mix included in the kit is so pretty, lots of lovely colors. It even has some fun little shells, although I ended up not using those. And I also decided to add a little bit of sparkle to the starfish and the shells. So I'm using a glitter brush from scrapbook.com. This is just a clear color. Just paint it on and it'll add a lovely sparkle. And it's not like loose glitter, so it doesn't make a mess. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this sketch. I love how this one turned out. Those colors are so pretty together. Now moving on to card design number 5, and this is my final card design. I'm using the embossing folder that's included in the kit, and you can also purchase this individually. Now part of the wave came apart on me. I recently had to replace my die cut machine since it wasn't working very well, and with the new machine, I feel like the sandwich layer is really tight, like there's too many layers. So instead of just embossing, it actually cut out part of those waves. So I think I need to play around and find the right layer so I'm not cutting out my embossed images. I'm using 2 of the pattern paper. I have the little striped and also the sentiment that has Hello Sunshine in several different colors. I layered those 2 together. Also adding a stitched rectangle die cut to the back, and I used some white shimmer cardstock for that. Then I'll add this sentiment strip across, put those scrap pieces of cardstock on the outer areas where it goes off of that rectangle piece, just to keep it nice and level. Then for the image on the card, I'm using this fun little pair of sunglasses. So this is one of the dies that's included. I cut out the frame using the blue glitter cardstock that was included in the kit. And then for the lenses, I'm using some black glossy mirror cardstock. So it looks a little more realistic, like sunglasses. I glued down the frame first, and I'm adding liquid adhesive to insert the lenses. Aren't those fun? You can make so many different patterns with that die set. Then to finish off the card, I'll use some more of the glitter enamel dots that are included in the kit. Now these do have adhesive on the back, but since I'm attaching them to that embossed background, I want to make sure they're going to stay in place. So I'm also adding a drop of liquid adhesive. When in doubt, add a little bit of glue so you know your embellishments aren't going to fall off. So there's my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. Now here's a quick recap of the 10 cards I made using Pink & Main's June 2021 card kit. The theme is Vitamin C. Unfortunately, this kit has already sold out. You can purchase a few of the items individually. There's the paper pad, the embossing folder, and also the glitter enamel dots. I do have links provided in the description box for most of the products used in this video. Pink & Main's kit do sell very quickly. The only way to guarantee receiving a kit is to sign up and subscribe. They will be opening up more subscription spots for the next kit on July 1st. So definitely check that out if you're interested in their kits. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.